This was the moment that got me invested in Somnium files.
Iris!
And this was the moment that I realized that I love this game.
Sosajima.
The Somnium files. Wait, hang on. No. There's no way in hell that I'm going to be referring to this game by its legal name for the entire video. So from now on, we're just going to be calling this game I, or AI if you're a crackpot. Whatever. Is a murder mystery game that I fell in love with as of recently. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. Because I started playing this game a few months ago in 2022, but I held off on putting it in my best of 2022 video because I hadn't gotten very far into it at that point. So, still somewhat recently, but whatever. Fast forward to February 2023 though, and I'm fairly confident that I put enough hours into the game to the point where I can confidently make a video on it. So, here it is, my brief review of the Somnium files. Oh, and there will be minor spoilers, by the way. So, like I said earlier, is a murder mystery game. In it, you play as Dante, who works with this organization called Abyss, a foundation that specializes in Somnium, or if you played Persona 5 before, people's dreams. In it, you find and uncover all types of messed up and super secret stuff. Anyway, the murder you're trying to solve is the murder of this little girl's mom. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, wait until you get to the part where it turns out that... Sorry, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but honestly, it does sound like a simple enough premise for a game that shouldn't take you any longer than maybe, I don't know, 10 hours to complete. You see, I thought that too going into this game, but it is surprisingly very good and very lengthy. And by that, I mean that the game throws so many characters at you and so many looming plot points to the point that I got a fucking notebook to help me collect notes, keep tabs on certain characters and events, and even then, I can't even keep track of events and characters and a lot of things that are going on. Honestly, though, this game is very good and you will get so invested in its characters and side stories that you will guarantee forget this game is about solving this little girl's mom's murder. It's just that good. Okay, I'll stop raving about the story for now so I can go ahead and talk about the other stuff like the characters. The characters in this game are fantastic, sure, not all of them are great or likable, but the ones that you spend the most time with and the ones that you truly grow to care about are some of the best characters in the game. However, the same can't be said about the main character Dante. He can be a dumbass sometimes. Oh yeah, and so is Aiba, but she's a special case. Regardless, characters of I are all really great, and most are pretty damn well written three-dimensional characters, to be honest. Yes, some characters do fall into a certain archetype of nerd character or other pop star idol, but the game later on flashes out their character more, which is something that I honestly appreciate, as it really feels like almost every character in this game gets used to the fullest and isn't simply there to exist outside of a few side characters. Moving on to the gameplay though, the gameplay of I can be best described as a point-and-click adventure game that is also blended with the investigation part of Danganronpa. Oh yeah, quick side note, by the way, as I was writing this video, I found out that the developers of Spike Chunsoft, are actually the same developers behind the Danganronpa franchise, which are also the devs behind the upcoming game Master Detective Raincode. So if you enjoy Danganronpa and are also a Hideout Raincode, then I strongly suggest giving a try. It's definitely worth your time. Sorry, back to the gameplay. Like I said, the gameplay of is best described as a blend of Danganronpa and a point-and-click adventure game, with taking the best aspects of both respective genres and titles. Now, I will admit that this style of gameplay did take me quite a while to get around to, as I don't normally play games like this. However, once you warm up to it and start to understand how the game plays, then you can really start to get invested in this game and its world. But unfortunately, not every game is perfect, and I is certainly no exception. Now, there aren't too many gripes or issues I have with the game, but I do have a few. First of which being that it can be really annoying at times when the two main characters, Dante and Aiba, become complete dumbasses whenever they go into Somnium. I know the game explains why this is sometime after the events of the first Somnium trip in the game, but it can be really annoying at times that I honestly skip their dialogue whenever I realize that Dante or Aiba are about to say something stupid while in Somnium. Another gripe I have with the game is that the characters reference past events heavily. I swear, almost every character in the game mentions some mysterious event that occurred 6 years ago, which is fine from an in-game perspective. However, when you take into account that the player knows nothing about this world and therefore knows nothing about what happened 6 years ago, it can get pretty damn annoying. Also, I know that in the game they explain the events that happened 6 years prior, but it honestly happened so late into the game and the characters reference that event so many times that it's still annoying. Aside from that though, there really isn't much else to nag about. The game itself is really good and at the moment is a pretty strong contender for my Game of the Year spot this year. However, that could change since I do have to get through the sequel, Nirvana Initiative, sometime in the future, so we'll see. For now though, this is definitely all I can say about I might make a second review of the sequel in the future, but I'm also considering making one giant video talking about the series as a whole. But for now, I hope it got you at least a little interested in the Somnium files. This game has honestly been the most fun and engaged with I've been with the game in a while now, and it's definitely something I'm going to return to time and time again. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!